Nigeria, the common man in Nigeria, is poised to dominate the FGN retail bond market, and we are so happy about this. We have also observed that out of a little more than 2 billion naira raised, about 78% of this was from these common individuals. So all these points to the fact that the initiative being taken by the financial system, by the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and by all other players, including the stockbroking community, is yielding fruit in terms of inclusiveness. I think this is not a day again for too much talking. It's a day for a simple announcement of a success, collective success by Nigeria and by Nigerians. As you know, the good thing about the FGN retail bond is that it will continue to be issued every month. The offer for April is coming up next Monday. It will open on Monday, April 3, and continue run for 5 days thereafter. And this practice will continue every month. The first full week of the month will be for FGN savings bond, and Nigerians will continue to have regular opportunity to invest in this retail instrument so that they will be part and parcel of the benefits and the contributions that relate to the capital market.
So if you missed out on the first one, do not despair. The second issuance comes up next week, Monday, that's April 3rd. And so regular Nigerians, which was about 28% of those that actively participated in the first issuance, well, can have another chance to buy into the second tranche. But let's continue at the markets now, and starting, of course, with the Nigerian stock market. Yesterday, we saw the market off about 55 basis points as investors booked profit off most of the key counters at the market. So the all-share index came in at 25,267.68 with market capitalization at 8.74 trillion naira. Total number of deals came in a little lower than what was recorded at the end of Tuesday's trade. That was at 2,703. But notice that we had an increased volume of 771.65 million units exchanged by investors, with value coming in at 2.61 billion naira. Let's keep talking about equities. From the Nasdaq OTC's market, at least that segment of the market came in positive as we saw the unlisted securities index up 45 basis points to 606.74. Market capitalization was at 410.60 billion naira at the end of midweek trading at the segment of the market. So volume also came in improved, 642,604 units exchanged in about 10 deals valued at 19.35 million naira. Let's come back to the fixed income segment of the market now. Yesterday, trading in the Treasury bills market was quiet. According to analysis from Cordus Capital, about 52% of traded bills closed flat. So transactions yesterday came in at 646 for Treasury bills on the FMDQ OTC's market, with a value of 165.72 billion naira recorded. But let's flip back now and quickly see the top 4 most actively traded Treasury bills on that segment of the market. Notice that we have a little bit of a mix there, short dated and medium dated, as investors continue to also take a tepid approach towards that segment of the market. But the most transacted yesterday was the bill maturing on the 28th of April 2017 with a discount high of 14.70% recorded. For the bonds market, investors remained downbeat in the bond space as we saw average yield expanding further by 3 basis points to 16.22%. But these are the top 4 from yesterday's trade. At the end of the day, number of deals came in at 95 with a value of 10.80 billion naira recorded. As I talked about it earlier on the program, that's the S&P Nigeria Bond Index. As at March 28th, we still see that segment of the market looking good. It closed on a green note. We have the one-day index, well, the one-day up 0.11% with the index level at 273.31. Year-to-date is at plus 4.25%. And what about the interbank money market? We saw rates easing about 33 basis points to 12.67%. That's overnight rate that came in at 12.67%, as I mentioned. But the 1 month NIBOR rate also eased about 8 basis points, 0.08% to 16.34%. But the 3 and 6 month NIBOR rates expanded 21 and 9 basis points respectively to both at 21.31 and 23.15% respectively. Of course, the constant intervention by the Central Bank of Nigeria in the FX market has continued to improve how the rates trade. Coming in from the street market, as of yesterday, the naira to the dollar is at 380 naira, but to the British pound, also looking good, 470 naira, as against earlier numbers that we'd seen. The British pound had actually climbed to as high as 620 naira to the naira. For the euro, it's at 400 naira to 1 euro. And at the interbank over the counter market, the rates are still looking good. 306 naira 50 kobo to a dollar, 379 naira 80 kobo to the British pound, and 322 naira 93 kobo to the euro. All right, so we'll take a quick break now on the program. But before we go, this is a breaking news story. Results just coming in from Seplat Petroleum Development Company. Full year 2016 results shows that Seplat recorded a drop in its revenue to 63.3 billion naira from 112.9 billion naira recorded for the same period in 2015. Profit before tax came into 47.4 billion naira. Profit after tax also dropped to 45.3 billion naira. There's no proposed dividend, and well, of course, we'll talk more about this in just a moment. When we come back, we'll be focusing on the commodities market. We'll talk about the power issues. We'll take a look at this result from Seplat Petroleum Development Company. And, of course, we'll take a look at one of the stories we're tracking, which is the S&P Dow Indices latest on Nigeria. We'll be right back.